What's up, bro? I see what you doing. Yeah, I'm straight.
After Tay K would have one of the biggest songs of 2017 with The Race, after he would live out his lyrics and run from the law, after he would get cosigns from 21 Savage, Young Nudy, Fetty Wap, Lil Yachty, and more, sending him into true superstardom, after his troubles with the law only made him more popular online, and sadly, after he would be found guilty on murder charges. In hip-hop, everybody's always talking about realness. Do you actually live out what you're rapping about, or is it just an image that you've created to sell a product? And there are certain rappers who we know didn't really come from the streets, but their music is so good that we allow it. But then there are other cases where rappers prove that they are exactly who they say they are in songs. Just look at Gucci Mane, who beat a murder charge in 2005 for a self-defense killing, or DaBaby, who did the same thing with his incident in Walmart, and will actually beat up anybody who tries taunting him while filming it. But sometimes there are cases where a rapper lives out their lyrics so much that it actually gets them in trouble with the law or locked up for a really long time. Just look at Bobby Shmurda or more recently Tay K. Tay K's song The Race is as real as it gets after he was arrested for capital murder and was on the run from the law.
Ask yourself at that moment in time, as Tay K is running inside that house with two guys armed with guns and one of them armed with a set of brass knuckles, what his expectations were from that night.
Just a few days ago, he pled guilty to robbery charges, but pled not guilty to the murder charges. But literally, as I was working on this video, we just got an update from court that Tay K was found guilty of murder by a jury and now faces up to 99 years in prison. Plus, he's still facing another count of capital murder that is yet to be decided on. So before we start with such a serious case, I just want to send out thoughts to the victims' families who have to watch this play out so publicly, and to Tay K, who, no matter how you feel about his actions or potential actions or the whole situation, was still at the end of the day just a 16-year-old kid who had little guidance and was caught up in an overwhelmingly intense situation. Will you still listen to Tay K's music? How do you feel about him? How do you feel about the case? I don't know. It's a crazy situation. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, a lot of people have been asking for us to do an update video on his case with the details, what's happened to Tay K since his viral song 2 years ago, so we'll go through it all in this video. What's going on, good people in the comments section? I hope you're having one heck of a day. My name is Jeremy Hecht, here for you, of course, on Before They Were Famous. If you're new here, I'm the LA host for this channel, bringing you weekly content, and this is a new series called Where Are They Now?, where we look at the journey of some of the biggest stars after they reached the peak of their success. We recently covered Designer, 6ix9ine, and good old Mason Ramsey, legend, so you can check those out after you finish watching this one, and let us know, as always, who to cover next in the comments down below. All right, let's get into the show. Before we get into what's currently going on with Tay K, let's quickly go over how he got to this place that he's at now. Tay K is still just 19 years old. Born Tamara Trevon McIntyre on June 16, 2000 in Long Beach, California. Crime was in his family as his father was a known Crip in Long Beach before moving to Hampton, Virginia, and his mother was allegedly a gang member also, but moved Tay K and his sister to Las Vegas when he was 8 years old. His father was in prison during much of Tay's childhood, giving him little guidance, but when he was released from jail, he moved the family to Texas with the hopes of finally giving them a better life. Tay K started rapping with a group called the Daytona Boys, releasing their first song Drift onto SoundCloud back in December of 2014. After not receiving much attention online, Tay K 47 released his first solo effort a year later and continued to drop singles that got him some local buzz. But it was his song The Race that really caught the attention of the world, and for many reasons. It was the infectious beat, of course, the undeniable flow, witty lyricism, but also the fact that he actually released the song while on the run from the police, really living his raps. In July of 2016, Tay K and 6 others were arrested on capital murder charges after a man was killed in an alleged plot to rob him. Tay K was placed on house arrest, where he waited until certification hearings were held. But a few days before the hearings, Tay K and one of the other suspects cut off their ankle monitors and ran off to San Antonio, Texas. He tweeted right before fleeing, "F this house arrest shit, F12, they gon' have to catch me on hood." Bold strategy to tweet while fleeing from the law, but what's even bolder is dropping a song about how you're on the run and then one-upping that by shooting a music video for said song that includes guns pointed at the camera. The song was recorded in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and Tay K dropped the music video on YouTube the same day that he was caught. The song quickly garnered tens of millions of views. While on the run, it was reported that he allegedly attacked a 65-year-old man at gunpoint and left him unconscious.
Skip Pepe says he was walking in Cravens Park 2 weeks ago in the middle of the day when a young man pulled a gun on him.
Hand me your wallet. You know, the second time it was, I have a gun, hand me your wallet.
Arlington police say Pepe was assaulted and robbed. These are pictures of him just hours after the attack. He has bleeding on the brain, numerous scrapes and bruises, and 3 fractured ribs.
Tay K was eventually captured by the U.S. Marshal Service in Elizabeth, but that didn't stop the success of the song, as it debuted at number 70 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, after fans started a Free Tay K hashtag on Twitter. Lil Yachty, Fetty Wap, and more have jumped on remixes of the song, but Tay K has been dealing with heavy legal troubles ever since. Since the blow-up of the race, Tay K was incarcerated, but continued to drop music. Through 88 Classic and RCA Records, he released his debut mixtape Santana World, which included a remix to the race with 21 Savage and Young Nudy, and the song was certified platinum on January 2018. Just a month later, the world finally received some pictures of Tay K behind bars, giving fans a glimpse of the rising star for the first time in almost a year. Tay K released a heartfelt note to the public about wanting to be a part of the XXL freshman class that year, telling the publication, "I've been dreaming of being a XXL freshman longer than I can remember. Now that I have your attention, I want to use that to let you guys along with the world know why I feel like I deserve to be on XXL." He goes on to list a few reasons for his consideration, including his age, his fan base, his rise from SoundCloud to Billboard, and more. But unfortunately, due to his circumstances, Tay K was left off the list that year. It was decided that Tay K would be tried as an adult in this case. But things only got worse for the young man because a second murder charge was added onto his case for an alleged shooting in San Antonio that occurred outside of a Chick-fil-A while Tay K was still on the run. On February 28, 2018, Tay K's accomplice was charged with capital murder and was sentenced to 20 years in prison. But some relatively good news came on May 24th, 2018, when reports confirmed that Tay K would not be facing the death penalty or life in prison under Miller v. Alabama and Roper versus Simmons. But one of his accomplices was sentenced just days later to life in prison after prosecution accused him of being the one to pull the trigger. In August of 2018, Tay K was charged with possession of a prohibited item while in jail after he was searched and a phone was found hidden in his socks. And if Tay K wasn't already facing enough trouble, in June of 2018, the family of the victim in the 2017 Chick-fil-A shooting in San Antonio filed a wrongful death lawsuit seeking $1 million in damages. And just a month later, the family of the original victim sued his record label 88 Classic for profiting off of their son's death. The label allegedly made more than $500,000 in profit off of Tay K's mixtape release while he was in jail. A few days ago, Tay K pleaded guilty to 2 counts of aggravated robbery. But I actually just received news updates while I was making this video, and here's the most recent news about Tay K's cases that I have for you. While I was writing this, Tay K was found guilty by a jury of his peers in one of his murder cases. NBC Dallas Fort Worth reports that the rapper will face between 5 and 99 years in prison. The victim's mother testified in front of the jury Thursday, and closing arguments were made later that afternoon. The jury deliberated for over 4 hours according to reports before finally coming to their decision. But he was not found guilty of the capital murder charge he was hit with earlier, which is good because had he been charged as guilty on that one, life in prison would have been a likely outcome. Tay is also facing a second capital murder charge, so this will not be the last you hear of his name in the news. And according to the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, if he is convicted on those charges, he faces an additional 99 years or life in prison. Man, this is heavy stuff. I don't really have an opinion necessarily, but I do want to take the time out again to send my thoughts out to the victims' families who are dealing with this, because it's been blasted all over the news, and it has to be especially hard when the person who's being charged is a beloved figure online. So I'm sure this whole situation has to be hard for them. And even though he was charged, although I'm not going to stand here and say free Tay K, because I believe that there do have to be consequences to the actions that we take, I do hope that he's doing okay. And again, this whole situation is nothing but tough for all parties. So I hope that when the dust settles, more evidence comes out and the people who need to hear it most continue to get the truth. I do also want to say that Tay K was 16 years old when all of this was happening. Now that doesn't excuse any of his actions or running away from the law, but to be tried in as an adult, I personally don't know about that decision. I mean, even Donald Glover recently said in an interview with The New Yorker, look at this kid, he's a baby, he never had a chance. So I don't know what else to say, but that's it for this video. We'll have to wait and see what happens to Tay K, but I want to ask you guys watching at home, what do you think of this whole situation? Does this change how you feel about Tay K? Will you still listen to his music? Does this make you want to listen to his music more somehow? You know, do you think how do you think the rest of this situation will end up playing out? I want to hear all of your thoughts in the comments down below, and let me know who we should cover next, or you can hit me up on Instagram. We can talk about all of this there. As always, I'm Jeremy Hecht. Dream good, live better, and if nobody's told you yet today, I love you. All right, I'll see you in the next video.